babies and germs and non-binary peoples of the world. And we are back with the second half of our character creation. So we're going to spend the majority of this section going over hunter history, so the relationships that each of our hunters have with each other. This is going to be good. But before we get into all that, when we last left the last section, John here was being a tease and he had a gear question. So we're going to answer his question first before jumping into history. John, what is your question?
Okay, so I'm going up and down the characters and I'm looking at some of the stuff that's in said book, and Connor, who's played this before, can probably direct a little bit of this if I'm totally out of line. There are characters here. You said flamethrower, I didn't. There are characters here that have guns and firearms and stuff. For the Chosen, your special weapon says I have to choose haft or handle, chain, and all this other stuff. Will you let me build a artifact that is like an old revolver-y gun or rifle type of thing? So that would be, you could be haft or handle, that'd be your call. Then on business end for Undermine, for Under the Chosen, there's artifact, heavy, long, which scandalous, but heavy, throwable if you wanted it, if at a distance. Or what would you have guidance on that, or would you just say, John, you're an idiot, don't do that?
Let's think. You know what I will say?
Because I'm not magical, but if I have this artifact that is of magic, I could write a whole through line on that shit. But I just don't want to break your game either and be like, how dare you?
It's hard to break Monster of the Week if we're being completely honest because of how loose the system is. But we will definitely, most certainly, try. Here's what I'll say. I will say I will approve it. So if we're going to do it, we can reflavor the handle portion to be you with your gun. And then for the business end, we'll go with artifact, heavy. And then we'll reflavor, if you want long or throwable, can be reflavored as you're going to fire something out of this thing and just use
That's fair. Because it would be gun as in shooting, but then also, I don't know what to do, and then throw the gun because I'm an idiot. I think I do that if it's a magic artifact. Like, no, you take it. Oh.
or just give it to your friendly mad scientist and they can do something with it.
Here, I'm out of ammo. Hold this. Okay. Are we doing
out of ammo? Hold this, tinkers with it in the middle of a battle. Here you go. Have fun. It now has unlimited magical ammo. What did you do?
Now it's a damn portal gun. What do I do with this thing?
Oh no!
No, it's a gun that shoots like the thunderbolt bullets. What do I do? You shoot them in the face with it.
It only shoots magic bullets, and it only works in Dallas. That's a joke for anyone over 30. So I think I just
feel like we haven't even gotten past the character creation step, and we're already causing chaos already. So just what's gonna happen if Mikey's just, I regret my life decisions at this point. Like, why did I agree to this?
It's okay. It's all right. The government's not listening to this.
Not yet, anyways.
When we get to weapons, are we doing weapons next session? Or because we're going to dive into history?
So, because of the question you asked, the gear is more so on your own with what you want to do with it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and we talked about yours and reflavoring some of yours for your special weapons, so we are good.
We don't have to take up. Yeah, we don't have to take up too much time on that. I'll poke around at some stuff, and you and I can go back and forth, and we can talk about it next time.
Oh, definitely. This is definitely great. Alrighty. So now let's get into the last portion for character creation, at least recording wise, the history. So the cool thing about Monster of the Week is that because it is based off more so on collaboratively telling a story together as a group, rather than just you stick the players in and then they have to go figure things out. One of the things that I always try to avoid in my games, and not to say that it's the worst thing, but it's difficult to try to get a brand new group of people who have never met each other to go on to find a common interest and a goal and things like that. So what Monster of the Week does, it eliminates that factor where all of our hunters have a little bit of history with each other. And some of them know others more in depth and have more intimate, close bonds, or the basic, know who they are, but never really had a deep conversation with them. So this portion is going to take a little bit of time because each playbook has a specific set of history prompts, and each player will need to go around and pick one of these prompts for each hunter in the group. So granted, because Jace is not here, we're going to hold off on him for the beginning of our next session for y'all to figure that out.
And then the cousin we don't invite to the holidays? Like he's just the cousin that we're like, oh no, don't text them. We'll just see them when that next funeral. We'll see them there. Okay.
Just the distant cousin that we all know about and we all appreciate, and they're all vibing, doing their own thing. We just know that they're not very social. They don't like family gatherings. They're just that cousin that everyone knows about, and we just send them a card that, hey, happy birthday, happy holidays. We miss you. We love you. Yes. Hope you're still alive while we're sending you this stuff. We never hear from you, so we hope you're still alive.
That's much more positive than what I was going for. Let's go with that. That makes more sense.
Excellent.
Yeah, but it's a positive spin on it, so it could be feasible. Just so two people in the group end up being like really distant cousins. Like, hey, I thought you were dead. Sadly, I did too at one point. I thought I was dead at one point, but here I am alive, I think.
I love that cousin that is above our pay grade now, that got rich or famous.
Oh my god.
We all have that one. Oh, great. They'll never. Oh, yeah, because, they did crypto back 10 years ago. Yeah, we'll never see Carl again.
Yeah, what it is, it comes out to we all have that one family member that we all everyone talks about. And it's like, you heard from someone? No, I haven't heard from them since XYZ. Are they still alive? I don't know. Moving on from that.
That depends on what playbook Jace ends up picking, because that might change a lot of things. But actually, yeah, so regardless, we will wait for you guys to connect with Jace once at the next session, once I've gone through character creation with him. All right, Panda, we're going to start with you. So on your action scientist sheet underneath the history section, there are a few prompts. So we're going to go. So
I'm assuming everybody's history sheets are different.
Yep. So every playbook has a different prompts for their history. So no one's is the same, which is what I also appreciate about this game is that you could.
Some are more interesting than others.
So let's go in order. So
what me and I don't remember names. Rock and Rhoda.
John.
Okay, what me and John were talking about having relations is you are relations most likely distant. Tell them what that connection is.
Oh boy, let's
call me Rhoda and always get my name wrong.
All right.
I can't read letters, and you have like numbers in there.
No, that's fine.
So
you made it far better. You did great, my friend.
Alrighty.
That's the first one. Is your relations most likely distant? Tell them what that connection is. I'm tempted to just go with someone in the group just being like that distant cousin that I thought was dead.
So I have one. So this works for me because then I have one that is. Who are close blood relations asks them how close. So maybe it's like we're close but not.
We could do that if you want. I am A-okay with that. Cause it's just, okay. Like we just look at each other. Aren't you supposed to be dead? Like we just walk in and look at each other. Oh, you're alive?
This might be. If this is too meta, Mikey, tell me. How old is your scientist?
He's about 26.
26? Okay, because my guy was gonna be like late 50s. I'm playing 50s. 60.
Technically speaking, it could work. It could work because like technically mad scientists are typically have the branch families and stuff.
Sure.
So he could be from a distant branch family, but like still close blooded to a degree. So like it could work out.
Yeah, some weird cousin uncle thing. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's my nephew.
Just like characters are just like the distant cousins that each of us thought the other was dead. And it's like dead? No, aren't you supposed to be dead? But you see what happened is I thought I was dead, but here I am.
I thought you died. Oh, fancy that. Okay.
So that takes care of so that answers one of them, so that's good. All right, Panda. So let's see. Which one did you have? Let's go in order. So which one did you pick for Dakota, who's going to be playing the spells?
I didn't pick one for anybody yet. I don't.
Okay. So we'll go in. So we'll go. Yeah, so we'll go in order. So we'll go with John's taken care of. So let's go with Dakota, who is playing the spell Slinger.
So the other prompts I have is you were academic colleagues at some point in the past. Decide between you where and when. I am definitely not choosing this between anybody in the group for personal reasons. On again, off again, romance.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah.
Decide if it's on or off right now, and I'm just like, that can end horribly in this campaign. So that one is absolutely not on the table at all, ever. You've been friends ever since you had a science adventure a while ago. Tell them what evil science nemesis you defeated together. Just buddies. You get along well when it's time to relax after all the monsters have been dealt with. Uh, Once they helped you deal with an experiment that got out of hand, tell them what it was and let them decide how they helped you sort it out. They were there when your career changed from scientist to action scientist. Decide between you how they helped you out when you fought your first monster. You use science to get them out of a jam, and they still owe you for it. Ask them what the jam was, then tell them what they did.
I'm just reading. These are all great. All right.
And like, I'm legit, because of how my character is, I'm half tempted to put this character, the living poltergeist, down for just buddies because of the meme that lives in my head now because of Connor's. How Connor's character was described. Just, what do you guys do for fun around here? I don't know. Sometimes we throw shit at the living poltergeist. Who's the living poltergeist? Hey, yo! Throws a random brick at him and it just floats around.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So Connor, are you cool with that history between you and the action scientist?
Think that we are buddies? Absolutely. I think it's perfect.
Cool. All right, so that takes care of 2. So Panda, we have Sutphin and we have Dakota left. So Sutphin, once again, is playing the Wronged, and Dakota is the Spell Slinger. So let's start with our Spell Slinger. So which one?
There's a lot that can go wrong with Spell Slingers because there's so much that can go wrong with the spell. So I'm half tempted to put Dakota down for the last one.
You use science to
get them out of a jam, and they still owe you for it. So I'm just like holding this over his head. I'm not going to tell you when I'm coming for this favor, but just know I'm coming for this favor someday, and you are not allowed to say no to this favor. Like, kind of mentality.
Dakota, are you cool with that history?
That's fine.
Sweet. Alrighty, Panda, and then last one for Sutphin for the Wronged.
The Wronged is the one that has powers as well.
So the Wronged is basically the equivalent of Sam and Dean from Supernatural. They are on a revenge mission.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, I'm gonna put Finn down for they helped deal with an experiment that got out of hand. Because if they're gonna be the Wronged, they're essentially gonna know how my character operates to a degree. They're gonna know, okay, this one needs to be watched when they're alone, or they're gonna blow shit up. But we also know that they sometimes know how to blow shit up in the right way. I know of this person because we saved your ass, like, I don't know, 5 years ago.
Alrighty, so that sounds...
Okay with you,
That fits.
All right.
I like
cool.
it.
Alrighty, so that takes care of you, Panda. So since he was the last one to go through yours, Sutphin, let's go through your history with the group next.
Okay.
So the Wronged has so many good options. So let's start with John the Chosen. So which one sounds good as far as John?
I think for the John Chosen, they also lost a friend or relative to these monsters, and ask who it was, basically.
Interesting.
Damn, we're getting deep off the bat.
So there's someone that you and I have in common that we both lost.
No, that
So yes,
lost a friend or relative.
yeah. So John,
monster.
your character specifically also lost a friend or relative to these monsters. Ask them who it was.
Ooh, also lost. I'm gonna say I lost. Oh, we can go heavy. I'm gonna say I lost a child. Family.
That didn't take long for stuff to take a dark turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that there's some deep and dark there.
Oh my gosh, I love this. I love it so much. Oh, if it's on. Oh no.
So that's something that also happened to you that we have in common?
So with the Wronged playbook, part of them when they pick is they pick somebody who they lost and what did it to them.
Oh, and what did it to them? Okay.
So they get to pick what monster was responsible for it, and the Wronged also gets to pick who they lost. And so, see, you picked a child, and that makes me excited, but I'm also terrified because once we get to chapter 3, that's oof. If anyone's familiar with the Justice League Unlimited, my inspiration for that episode is with the character Ace. So if anybody knows who that is, it's about to go down.
Mikey, how dare you take the freaking episode that gutted me in my freaking childhood and use that in this campaign. The audacity! I was bawling because of that episode. It was that sad.
Don't worry.
I don't know what you're talking about, but if we're ruining childhoods, we're off to a great start. I think we're going to be just fine.
We're going to be good. Alrighty, so
to be fair, this is not ruining my childhood. It's the defining moment of that series. Is just like, crap, why? Just like bawling. It was the first like technical like cartoon death that really hit you in the gut.
Mine was the shoe from Roger Rabbit.
Oh my god. Not the shoe.
Sorry,
unfortunately, that one didn't hit as hard because I'm just like, it's a cartoon. Like, it's a cartoon in the real world, so it's like it's not actually.
It was kind of graphic. It was graphic for the time.
It's okay to kill cartoons. It's okay to kill. Wow,
that's not at all what I'm saying.
Wow. Before we get in trouble with the Toon Police. Oh boy! Alrighty, Sutphin. So this is good. I'm excited to play this one up. This is going to be very interesting. Alrighty. So, Sutphin, what about Dakota, our spell slinger? What were you thinking for him?
What you got for me?
No pressure. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so 2 of them I'm thinking might be good with that. So either they help at a critical point with a quest and...
For revenge.
Right. Which says then tell them what you needed help with. Or respect their hard-earned knowledge and come to them for advice.
Ooh.
I do admittedly dig having helped out.
Yeah, that was my first one, so I think that would... Because there's so many things as the magic spellslinger part of it, that could tie in a lot of things.
I did take, if you want to go that route, like Arcane Reputation involves me talking with monsters, right?
That works, yep.
Excellent. Alrighty, so next, Sutphin, what about Connor, our spooky?
Okay, so I think with that one, I'm going to use the knowledge, and I came to him for advice.
I like that a lot. I have a backstory idea that I think will synergize with that really well. Yeah, I like it.
Oh my goodness, it's awesome. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, Sutphin, which one would you like to work with Panda on?
So I think this one, and since you're going to be making up all kinds of interesting tools and gadgets and whatnot, you saw me absolutely lose it and go berserk. I guess maybe it could have been some item I tested for you, maybe, and maybe it just worked too very well, or it just went off the rails and things happened. It got ugly.
I'm going to go with not the reaction I was wanting, so we destroyed it because not something that should be utilized if that's the reaction we're going to get. I'm a mad scientist. I'm not cruel.
That is awesome.
Like, I may be psychotic, but like I still have moral standards.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. I love that. Alrighty, so I'm just writing this down, and then of course, like always, we will get Jace once we get his character, then we can figure out that established relationship later. Alrighty, so 2 down, 3 to go. You know what? Let's go with Connor. So the spooky.
Hey, who would you like me to start with?
You know what? Let's start with Panda, because I'm going to save John for last on this one.
Cool. And I have a question about that for John specifically. So I think, Panda, with your action scientist, I hope you can help me control my powers more. I think that the weird science and taking a new approach is very fitting for trying to find information and being your science experiment. I think there's too much synergy there.
Which ties into the whole, what do you guys do for fun? I don't know. Sometimes we throw shit at the poltergeist, and then he just throws an apple. Okay, cool. Someone throw a knife at the guy.
I think that's perfect. So I'm going to go with you can help me control my power. I hope you can help me control my powers.
That works for me.
Sweet.
I just can't wait for that first interaction of us role playing that whole scenario, and I'm just like, I'm gonna have way too much fun with it. Just like someone who's just like watching, just like, why are we throwing things at him? I'm conducting an experiment. Mind your damn business.
Love that. Alrighty, so that takes care of Panda. So Connor, let's go with his character, the Wrong.
Okay. So I used my powers on you one time. I get to decide if it was for selfish reasons or not, or maybe you get to decide if it was for selfish reasons or not. And I tell you if you found out about it. Yeah. Did I use my powers on you for selfish reasons or not?
I like that.
That's heavy.
There are some good story implications.
That's some Meisner shit right there. Yeah.
So, I love that. So, Sutphin, did Connor's the Spooky use their powers on you for selfish reasons or not? And I'm so excited to hear the answer.
I want to say yes.
Yeah. Answer.
Yeah. Just, yeah.
Yeah. And I think you know that I use my powers for selfish reasons on you, as I think that's too impactful to not.
Which kind of plays in since, I come to you for advice.
Yeah. I have a move that I wanted from the start, which is Jinx, which I can use to interfere with monsters or pedestrians and bystanders or other hunters.
Okay.
So I could have jinxed you, and whatever that happened, we can roleplay that later. But I think that's, yeah.
I like it.
Hold up. Is that one of the morally gray areas your character is in, which is why you're asking to be able to control your powers better so you can use that better? I'm just like, shit. I'm just listening to this whole thing, and I'm just like, technically Cameron is helping you learn to control your powers, but he doesn't know exactly what that all entails. So he's just like, this is a morally gray area. I don't like this.
Who's to say? We'll find out. I'm excited for it.
Oh, that's great. Alrighty. So next up, let's go with Dakota, our spell slinger.
Dakota taught me to control my powers to the extent that I can control them right now. I think that's very fitting.
And we'll have a little bit more on that once I do Connor, because we had DMs.
We did DM each other because we're cool like that.
Yes.
Thank
And
you, Dakota.
now,
I appreciate that.
listen, Dakota's a great player to have. I'm running multiple games with him in it. I play with him. He is a great person to have.
I'm excited.
Lies.
They're not lies. I only speak in facts. All right. And then, of course, finally, the chosen playbook from John. This one's going to be interesting.
Okay.
Hey.
So I was originally confused, but I think after looking at them more, I'm not confused. So, John, you saw me use my powers for selfish and vindictive reasons.
I was there. I
Oh.
was at the 7-Eleven watching this happen.
Who was the victim?
Oh, shit.
You tell me who the victim was, and then I get to tell you what I did.
I'm going to say, I did it for jealous reasons. No. Oh, that's too easy. And that's mean. Mikey gave us a rule not to do that. Sorry, I'm getting all these things that are jumping into my brain. Like, what about...
So let me put a disclaimer out there. Because this is a collaborative process, if we talk about it together and we work out some caveats and some things about it,
Okay.
I'm okay with it. I never want you to come up with an idea and then be like, oh no.
Okay.
Obviously, if it's an idea that is an automatic no that you should be aware of, then you're probably not. But if you're not so sure, we can talk it out. So what were you thinking?
Okay, so I'll put this given circumstance out there. I'll twist it a little. We can go this way or that way. My gut instinct went to maybe it was like a romantic interest, or maybe there was this moment where you were both maybe interested in someone and you just did something sneaky, so then that person came more to your side than Stufan. It's possible. Finn, excuse me. I can't read. That's easy and that's a little too simple, I think. I wonder if it was more over pet. Like you wanted the puppy. You wanted the cat. So you took something of joy from them so you could have it instead.
Literally stole candy from a baby. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Nope, that's 100% it. I stole candy from a baby and you watched me do it.
Oh!
Dang!
And I watched you and just let it
Watch me
happen?
do it.
You're
No,
this entirely morally gray character. Just, I want to control my powers better, but I've kind of done some shitty things in the past, and I'm continuously doing shitty things to the person I'm advice for actively.
Here's
Are you a
literally
good
still
person,
paying for it.
or are you just like chaotic, neutral kind of like alignment for this character? Because But this is totally leading to the chaotic gray area of stuff.
So I know you did it and never forgot it then, right?
Yeah, so here's the other thing, though, right? Because, John, you and I have a history, right? Yeah. So I have a bunch of other ones that could apply to you, which is your old friends and trust each other completely. You've known each other for some time, but since your powers manifested, you keep them at a distance emotionally.
Wow. Why is that so close?
So there were a lot of good ones, but I think had to go with you saw me do something bad and I did it.
Right.
And yeah, so I took candy from a baby for reasons that I don't know yet, but I did them.
Okay, we'll come back to me. Okay, great. Good. Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty.
I'm writing down. I know Connor stole candy from a baby.
I thought my character was going to be the worst one in the bunch. God, I'm just going to create this mad scientist character that creates really fucked up inventions that may or may not blow up in our face, and I think I'm going to be the worst. Connor's over here to hold my beer. I got it.
The interesting part is, too, because the spooky plays off of, they didn't ask for these powers. They're going to use them for sure. But I love a good story where they have the powers and then it's, you know what? Let's see how far I can test the limits of what I can and can't do. And then, of course, it's just going to depend because it just, depending on who they interact with and things like that, they can either learn to use them for good, they can be chaotic, or in the wrong hands, they can, again, pulling from Ace from the DC universe, especially in the cartoon when Joker got a hold of her. Like, just the chaos ensued and used her powers for evil. So it's interesting because the spooky is very malleable and in the right and wrong hands can determine how good or how bad things can get. So that's always one of my favorite kind of stories to be told is...
Basically, the spook is the wild card of the entire group. Is we don't know which way they're going to fucking go in any given situation, but it's just, we're going to watch this.
And then on top of that, too, you never know who is watching, too, and who might want to utilize the spooky.
So what I'm hearing is I need to develop special weapons to not only capture the spook, but contain the spook. Got it.
Contingency plans. Can I bring up another thing about my playbook?
Go for it.
I think that would be a good time. So similar to the Chosen having a special weapon gear thing that is them built, the spooky has the dark side. So every time I use powers, the dark side kicks in, and my powers have an unsavory source, and sometimes you get tempted to do things you shouldn't. These could be orders from whatever granted you power, or urges that bubble up from your subconscious. Whatever it is, it's unsettling. And so I had picked out, I have to choose 3 tags for my dark side, and I had picked them out, and I'm going to change them now. So, Mikey, do you want me to reveal my tags, or should I keep that a secret?
You know what? I will leave it up to you. You'll tell me anyways, whether it's in front of everyone or in private. I will leave that up to you.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
Yeah, 100% going to tell you, but I'm going to keep it a secret from everyone else. But everyone know I have changed what my tags are now. So
even the one helping you learn to control your powers, I see how it is.
Those ones stay, but the price to pay for my powers to use, that's what I've changed now. So I'm very excited for it.
I have a Connor question. Connor, do you know I know you did it? Or do I know and I just let you live in that?
I think I know that because I think it's more fun to say I know that you know that I know that I know that.
Yes.
I had no witty comeback. You won.
This is going to be great. This is so much fun. All right. Dakota, let's go with the spell slinger now.
All right.
So let's start... All right, let's start with Panda. So, which one connects you to Panda?
Okay, let me know what you think of this. I thought you were dead, and now you're back. And then I get to decide what I thought killed you, which works out really well.
So I have a family member that thought I was dead, that I also thought the family member was dead. So we each thought each other was dead. You thought I was dead, apparently. And you know what? I'm okay with that because that sounds like something that my character would probably do. He's like, yeah, I thought I was dead. Here I am, I guess.
I was on my... So this is after you had gotten me out of this, like, sticky situation, right? On my way back to your lab to check in, see how it's going. Lab explodes. I'm just like, all right, motherfucker's dead. Walk off. That's how we're doing it.
That is
so
excellent.
The prompt that I forgot to ask Dakota about was, how did I get him out of the situation? Is that, what did I get him out of, and how did I do it? Is I basically threw something was happening in the lab with something he did, and because it was a magical conundrum that he was having an issue with, and I basically threw him out of the lab. So we're just going to tie that into at that point the lab explodes, and he thinks I'm dead at this point. And then I waltz in very much live, and he's like, "Oh, you're alive. Cool.
Yeah,
Hi."
that
Like,
works.
and I'm like, "Yeah, you still owe me a life debt. I'm calling it in whenever I feel like it."
All right.
Lovely. Alrighty. All right. Let's go with Connor next, the spooky.
All right. Connor and I are going to be blood related. We're going to be brothers.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been out of contact for a while, though. And how did we reconnect, Connor?
So I think, can we have different last names? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. I think that we knew we were brothers, and then not knowing anything about the setting, it's hard to for sure nail anything down. But I think one of us went away and dropped off the face of the earth, and then now we're back in the same geographical area, and it's been some time.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And I think specifically, it's whoever went away just reappeared. Just turn a corner and boop, there you are.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. There's a lot to play with there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be... So, one of the cool things with Monster of the Week, too, it's not implicitly said, but there's a lot of opportunity to have flashbacks.
Yo.
Which is also a staple of the genre this game pulls from, because there's always flashbacks of different things. So I'm so excited. This is going to be very beautiful.
I got a flashback for you, but we'll get to me in a minute.
Alrighty. All right, Dakota, let's go with Sutphin the Wronged. So what were you thinking?
All right. So considering we have a history with monsters and stuff, I'm going to say we're comrades in arms. We faced big threats together. And it doesn't have the question, but I'll ask you what are some of these threats that we've faced together?
That's good. If we want to go maybe, I don't know, Vampire Den, trying to think of what some good other monsters would be. I'd like to say we fought a Kraken.
Yo,
That would be
it.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Vampire Den and Kraken. Just go big or go home.
Just gonna call. Hey man, I got a Kraken over here.
Hey, yes, I need to borrow your boat.
All right, I dig
Well, so
we're going to go fishing.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I was going to wait until the end because to give you a little bit of a background, but this fictional version of Duskvale that I created technically does take place in the state of Washington, so you are nearby water.
Let's go.
I wanted to go with a small... So here's the thing. So I'll go on a quick tangent and then we'll continue. But the last couple of years, I have family that lives in Washington. So my first time there was about 4 years ago. And I was staying with my uncle in a small, he was living in Kent, but he was on the outskirts, and it was very mostly woodsy, very quiet town, all that stuff, very chill, very laid back. But because of how surrounded we were by the wilderness, it also gave that wilderness danger to it in small town. I was like, this is very comfy. And then he was just telling me, yeah, people say that Sasquatch stops here all the time. Because let me tell you, Washington has different cryptids that people I learned stories about. So I was like, you know what? I want to go with that vibe. So the fictional town of Duskvale is in Washington. It is a small little town / city nestled in between the woods. And it's this population is small. Everybody knows everybody. But I'm so excited. It's going to be good.
And we might get to use the line, hey, we think you're going to need a bigger boat.
Yes. That is excellent. And then, of course, Dakota, last but not least, The Chosen, John's playbook. What have you got for him?
So I think we're going to go with you act as my conscience when my power goes to my head.
I'm your Jiminy Cricket?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then I get to ask you about the last time this happened.
Last time, I know when, actually. But I can't tell you because it's what I picked for you for my next thing.
Oh, okay, good. This works out.
So we're gonna find that out in just a second. Let me write that down.
All right.
So as a side tangent, I'm interested to see what all of you end up. So once I take care of Jason, his character, this upcoming week with his character creation, I will let you know what his playbook is, and then you guys can start formulating which relationship, what history do you have with him. Oh, I'm so excited.
I can already tell you, it's JC. It's going to be an old rivalry.
Oh my, this is going to be good. I cannot wait. By the way, he's so bummed he had to miss. This is what he told me. He loves his friends, but he wanted to be here so bad because he really was excited about the concept of Monster of the Week.
This seems like a very JC game. Seems like a game he would enjoy. And
then also I've been talking to him as leading up into this, I'm just excited because we're going to put it out on record there. Cause JC will surprise you when it comes to his moments. He's pretty laid back, but with the right character, I think he was going to surprise, because he surprised us in Call of the Deep in multitude of ways for funny reasons. But then there's also a lot of depth to there. So I'm interested to see how he tackles this type of scenario, which is so good. All right, John. So since, you and Dakota already have something, let's start there. So what history did you pick for our spell slinger?
Dakota, what was your conscience thing again? Say that again. The last time you couldn't.
So you act as my conscience when my power goes to my head.
Okay, because what I have here is, it could have been the chosen one instead of you, but they failed some trial. Tell them how they failed.
Ooh.
So you made the wrong choice. A test of something, and I was there with you. And in choosing wrong, I didn't get to usurp the chosen one to you. It stayed with me.
I dig it. Boom. Okay.
It counts right there. I don't know if we have to speak to it. We might find it in the future, what that test was, what that thing was. I have a feeling it might have to do with me being more of the physical and you being more of the magical. And it was one of those moments where it was like, you can't rely on magic all the time. Or something backfired, or something happened, and it was there. Instead of me being like, all right, I don't have to be the guy. Oh, I still have to be the guy? Fuck, all right, fine, I'm still the guy. That kind of happened.
I dig it.
And sometimes the circumstances show themselves. I have on here, this is also Urine Strange, and Panda's gone. No, Panda, come back! You saved their life, but when they didn't know monsters were real, tell them what you saved them from.
I'm just slowly losing spins.
I saved Panda, because we're related, but I'm much older, right? So I saved Panda, and Panda was a baby, and I couldn't save my own family. So in whatever that melee was that happened, that changed me and put me on this path, the only one I was able to save was Panda. And then it got estranged from that moment.
Okay, wait, what about Cameron's dad, the mad scientist guy?
Could be. You could, or I didn't bring you with me, or you ended up choosing a different path, or you turned 13 and went, I hate my uncle, and I never saw you again.
There's a lot of details we can work out as the game progresses.
But that just...
Can I DM you after we're...
Please! You can play with all the given circumstances. So those two things there, for sure.
Cool.
After this is done, I can DM you and we can discuss that whole... Oh, you're not dead? Cool, what's up? Situation.
I wonder if you were the baby, and if at one point someone took your candy.
What a tangled web we weed.
I swear to fucking Odin. I swear to Odin. And that is what this is. I'm going to lose my shit because that is going to make it that much more interesting.
Universe is strange like that, yo.
It really is.
Wait, right. How old is this? How old is the Spooky? Let's start there. How old is the Spooky?
Spooky, how old are you, Spooky?
I was thinking, because Panda, you said you're going to be closer into the 20s range, right?
26, yes. But John's character, wherever John is on your screen, is apparently my character's cousin.
Okay.
And I'm going late 50s, not quite 60.
Okay.
Yeah,
How old are we, brother?
I'm gonna say I was thinking like mid-30s, like solid CW show age, right in there.
Yes,
You want to be the older or the younger? What you want?
As an older brother, I always want to default to being an older brother. If you're cool with that,
I'm
I think there's a lot of angst there too. Of you got all the cool magic powers, and I just got stuck with these uncomfortable dark side points. So
Then your cool younger brother failed the test, though.
You got the half-assed powers that are spooky that you can't control that are kind of cool, whereas your brother got the cool powers that can be controlled and are much more awesome, and you're kind of resentful for
my
it.
gosh, this is gold.
This is getting crazy. Okay, I'll keep going. Let me keep going because we're gonna go down this rabbit hole whenever we come back. It's just funny. Sutphin and I have the family lost and what together. I literally have. Oh, what do you got? Just friends from school or work or something. We're just cool. We're just cool. Like we know each other from something. I don't know how we know it. Sutphin, how do we know each other?
That one time. Yeah.
A band camp?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's why we got pink eye.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Were we a band camp together and then the world ended and then we realized we had to fight monsters? Don't answer that. You can pick whatever you want.
We could probably make something work with that.
All right, so let me get this straight. It's band camp.
Actually,
You went undercover at band camp.
How old are you playing, Sutphin?
see, that's what I was thinking because I'm 30ish kind of thing.
Okay,
So
cool.
maybe that would, or were we counselors at band camp?
Maybe we had we just worked a summer gig for a while and I was too old. And that old counselor, I was that old counselor that's been there for 6 years. I got to get out of this job. It's my 7th summer with these campers. All right, I'm going to teach you these songs. I'm the supervisor now. I get paid the same. I had this job in Fairfield, California at the North Bay YMCA for 6 years. I know exactly what we're talking about.
yeah, you did.
Too real.
That might be cool. But also, and then this kind of adds to what Sutphin's saying, and then Mikey, this is a question for you. And maybe this is in the tome. I didn't look at it. When did this start? How long ago did all this break off?
So the events of this campaign, you mean? Like with monsters being around, all that kind of stuff?
Have we been doing this for 30 years? Have we been doing this for 50 years? Has the world been like this for 100 years? Did this start last Tuesday?
So I will say this, and you guys will find this out anyway. Duskvale is one of those. So this is the interesting part. So leaning into cryptids and monsters and all these things and the lore about it. Duskvale, as the name suggests, those who live within Duskvale are aware that there are some other beings, other creatures that go bump in the day, bump in the night, however you want to. And then there are some of them are good. And, what I'm looking at for Duskvale is that this is a somewhat peaceful little town where some monsters and people have been coexisting, but it's like the out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Like, we know what you are, but we can't bring attention to it. But then over the course...
we were working a summer camp in Gravity Falls, and Sutphin and I were just a little different kind of thing up in the woods.
Let's go.
I feel like that. Like that. Yeah, cool.
I love this summer camp. All right, and that just leaves Connor the spooky.
So what's funny is if I know Connor stole candy from a baby, and I know who that baby is and was, and then was estranged from said baby. The only things I have left don't make sense. I can try. This kind of works. Yeah, I'll throw this out there, Connor. You tell me what this thing is. I have here arrival at first, but you came to a working arrangement, which would make sense if it's I knew what you did, and it's as if I knew what you were then or that long ago.
And
there could have been the tensiony, angry rivalry thing, but now it's I know what you do, you know what I think I can kill you as much as you think you can kill me. Working arrangement.
I really like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I never trust. I trust you enough to not get us all killed, but I don't trust you enough to trust you.
This might be going too deep into it, but I think that history piece seems like a necessity. Like the relationship itself is a necessity or born out of necessity.
Sure.
And I think that there's a lot of potential strain and tension there, as we have a really, really weird group in terms of like abilities and stuff, and then one normie who's really good with a shotgun. So I think it really makes sense to be able to have 3 conflicting ways of doing weird, and then you've got mad scientist crazy and guy who shoots stuff real good. And I think that's...
I was gonna say my character has 0 powers. He just knows how to create shit from nothing.
Yeah. And you've got all of these like oddities and stuff. I think it's I think Rivals is the right choice.
Because if I know, and then if this is getting too above board and or meta, let me know, Mikey. But if I know that Dakota had the trial and failed the trial, and I know why, and it went to younger brother, not older brother, I could be disappointed that older brother didn't do it. Maybe older brother didn't have the huevos to do it, and then younger brother went, I'll do it, and I went, no, be careful, don't do it, fuck! You needed to not do that, younger brother. So now I'm angry, or the rival of the older brother going, you fucked up and you should have taken care of him, and you didn't. Now that misplaced family thing.
We live for the drama.
So basically what I'm hearing is John's character is basically now like the parents of the entire group, because he seems so far to be the oldest. He's just saying, you're being a dumbass. I thought you were dead. You should have taken care of your younger brother. You fucked up the trial. You're fine.
So if this is, and someone, Connor's going to know exactly what I'm talking about. When you come from a tiny town where everybody knows everybody and you're a camp counselor for 7 years, every fucking body.
That's exactly it.
And you don't mean to know everybody, but you know this weird history of, oh my God, I've been here too long.
It just happens.
So if we're living in creepy Bigfoot, and all my friends
we're just not going to call it Duskvale. We're just going to call it Creepy Bigfoot Town.
Creepy Bigfoot Town. Put that on a t-shirt. And
it kind of does work out too. If I failed this trial and then fucked off, it fits the narrative of one of us disappeared for a long extended period of time.
Yeah.
And you couldn't face it anymore? Or you messed up the trial and then that sucked you into another place for however long and you couldn't come back?
Oh, there we go.
Or if it was the last thing, was like,
I just realized.
Whenever you don't walk into the, you're going to be gone for 15 years. Okay, good luck.
I just realized something. When we all turn the corner and see each other, it's going to be the whole you meme with all of us. And it's just be like, you're supposed to be, you still
It's
alive?
literally the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
It's totally the only like normal relationships is being Sutphin. Hey man, how's it going?
I know, the only Sutphin is just, hey guys, you're here. What?
I'm also very interested in how we're going to tie Jason to this whole thing too.
I'm telling you, me and him got a rivalry. It's going to be great.
Oh, I'm so excited.
The only things I have left would be, oh no. What I have, so this is for JC. JC will find this out eventually. Destined to be my mentor, or I'm in a romantic entanglement, or fated to be romantically entangled with.
Okay, hang on, hold up.
Can we all just pick, with some exceptions, right? Can we just pick the on-off again love interest with Jason?
We're married. It says right here, you are married. So, all right.
Okay. So how mean do we want to be? Do we pick these and tell Jace that's what he's got to roll with? But in return, he gets to pick which ones he gets for you guys?
I think I would like to know what he picked.
So here's what I'll do. When I do the creation for him, I'll have him pick the questions for you guys. And then in response, we can work out when we get together next session what's left on your guys' history to connect to him. Does that sound fair?
I will say, because if Connor and I went down the we're married and not telling anyone road, we're going to ruin your game. Like, you're going to...
No, exactly. I specifically crossed that one out and said I cannot be tempted to get married to John, so no.
We even thought the same thing. We're like, can't do that. It's going to get weird. Bye.
It's going to be bad.
Oh my gosh. That would be very interesting, but... honestly, the history portion is one of my favorite parts of this game because because the prompts are so easy to follow and it just gives away where you can just basically be as imaginative as you want with these kinds of things. But with that concludes character creation for Monster of the Week. We did it. We're only a little bit of a couple minutes past the time that we were going to, but honestly, it was.
now we
it was
just gotta start singing the Dora the Explorer We Did It song.
oh my gosh, yes. That is so good. Oh my goodness, that's great. But that is going to conclude the character creation for this group of players. Next time that you see me, I will be with hear, whatever. We do podcasts, I swear. Next time that you hear yeah, we'll see. Next time you hear from me, I will be with Jace, our 6th and final player, as I go through character creation for him. So I'm going to run him through the gambit, and then this is going to be so interesting to figure out how he connects to everybody. And then after that, we will begin our campaign proper with a small opening to the world, the little town of Duskvale, and the events that are about to take place that are going to change this little small town in Washington forever. But that is going to be it for all of us here for Duskvale. Thank you so much for tuning into the character creation session for this game. As I mentioned, after we get through Jace's character creation, when we come back, all 6 players will be here and we can begin the story proper and explore what lies in wait in Duskvale. Until then, from all of us here at the Vibe Tribe Productions, remember, take care of each other, love one another, and as always, you gotta let the good times roll. Until next episode, we'll see you later. Take care. And welcome back. So, in the previous episode, you heard me run 5 out of my 6 players through character creation for Duskvale, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. And now I am back with my 6th and final player in this amazing or chaotic campaign. We have yet to see yet, so we shall see how everything goes. But before we jump into character creation with him, I'm going to allow himself to introduce him to all of you listening audience. So Jace, take it away.
How's it going? I'm Jace, or JC in Vanguard. I'm the stupidly slow one that could not make it the first time. I'm going to figure out to do this. This game looks really interesting, and how Mikey described it seems like it's fun. So let's roll up a character, see what we got.
Excellent. All right, Jace. So really quickly for you, since you weren't here last time, I'm just going to give you the Spark Notes version. Monster of the Week is a game that is made by Evil Hat Productions, so shout out to them. For Monster of the Week, the game system is powered by the Apocalypse, which means that the only thing you need is a character sheet and 2 6-sided die for everything in this game. Less number crunchy and more chaotic story collaborating. It's a great time.
Sexy, I like RP.
Yes. And you are really good at it, I will admit.
Yeah, debatable. I'm quiet at times. I like
Fair.
to listen. I like to watch.
All right, then. All righty. So with character creation, Jace, there are a few steps that we are going to follow. I will be walking you through, easing you in as we go through. For the most part, everything is self-explanatory. There's just a couple of bits and pieces that we're going to need to go over. But the first step in our character creation for Monster of the Week is to pick a playbook. So think of the playbook as your class for this game.
Okay, Roger.
So as you are perusing through, to let you know, with Monster of the Week, it's not mandatory, but it is recommended that everyone doesn't pick the same playbook, but there's so many, so that chance for a possibility is low. But quickly to go over the quote-unquote party composition so far, we have our action scientist, which is going to be played by Panda. So I'm also going to give you the character, the playbooks, and the actual people playing them. Shiro, or Dakota, is playing our spell. Good old Sutphin is playing the Wronged. The Professor is playing the Chosen. Connor is playing the Spooky. So the playbooks that have been picked so far are the Action Scientist, the Spell Slinger, the Wronged, the Chosen, and the Spooky.
So I could technically be the expert, which would be a ranger, if I'm going to correspond that to something I'm familiar with.
So the cool thing with Monster of the Week is a lot of it is based in pop culture. So Monster of the Week essentially pulls inspiration from things like the X-Files, Supernatural, Twin Peaks, Gravity Falls, all that good stuff.
Gravity Falls, a cartoon show, really?
Because Gravity Falls could be classified as Monster of the Week because there's...
It's good. It's good, dude. I don't care, it's a kid show. It was good.
Man. I was like, it had great storytelling, but yeah, we could go on and on about it. But so really quickly, if you were looking at the expert, so the expert is a hunter, which is what the players are known in this game, who knows all about monsters and magic, that knows a lot of hidden secrets and how to find out more, and also has a well-supplied base to work from. So the expert's fun to play because you also get a base of operations too.
So the two I was actually looking at, which I'm really glad no one picked, was either the expert or the summoned.
Ooh, okay. So the summoned is so much fun. So the summoned is a creature summoned to the end of the world, but who has decided they do not want to do that. Lots of weird powers, dangerous and hard to kill.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather be the summon just because chaos.
Alrighty, so let me write this down.
I do enjoy the chaos.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, it's not even on my list. It's not on the list I can fill up for the playbook.
So the crazy thing is that the summoned is one of the playbooks that is like officially unofficial, which means that...
Is it in the Tome of Mysteries one that you were talking to me about?
No, so the summoned is its own. It's a community-based thing here. I'll post a link right now in...
Oh, I was going to say, if you have to post a link, I might as well just go do something with the expert, because that's at least on here, and I don't have to worry about finding it or worried about it.
It's up to you, man. Like, I don't mind doing it. If you want to play the summon, then I can. But if you rather go with the expert, I'm cool with that too. I'm here for whatever you want.
The expert. Yeah, okay. I found the expert, so let's just do the expert. It's just easier. It's already in front of me.
Okay, no worries.
Maybe the summon would be like, okay, if by chance this character somehow dies, I doubt it. But if it does, I will switch to that.
Nice.
Other than that, let's do it easy for now, because I don't want to think too hard tonight. It's been one of those days, one of those months actually. But we'll go with ease of access.
Alrighty, cool. So we have our expert. So if you take a look at the expert sheet,
I'm on it.
And actually, let me pull it up on mine.
All right. Makes sense.
Okay, here we go. Alrighty, Jace. So as you take a look at the expert, at least in mind, the next thing that you're going to do, and it doesn't take very long, is first you're going to pick your character descriptors. So there are 2 bullet points from look, which is pick one from each. So for your look, you have thoughtful face, line face, scarred face, contemplative face. Basically, it describes what you look like and then what you are wearing as well. So you get to decide of those from the look category, what you want to give a descriptor for your character, or you can come up with your own. So that one's very easy.
Ah, there it is. Okay. We're going to go with the experienced face. Experience, and then we're going to go utility.
Okay, so utility clothes.
Experience and utility is what I'm going with. So just like, guy's been there, done some things, seen some shit.
Excellent. See, and that was easy. Alrighty. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to go through and you in particular, my friend, are going to pick a rating for your character. So to give a little bit of a brief explanation, in Monster of the Week, there are a multitude of moves that a hunter can make within the game, but all those moves boil down to 5 basic categories that the moves would fall under. In Monster of the Week, these 5 core stats, if you will, basically encompass all the moves, and they are charm, cool, sharp, tough, and weird. Huh?
I picked one already.
Okay, so which rating did you pick?
The first one. So I'm going to do -1 charm because I'm not going to be a people person because It's not really going to help me. Cool, so I can stay under pressure. Sharp, so I can help investigate things. Tough, because I need to be able to kick ass. So it's the first line. That's the one that kind of makes the most sense for the character. It is.
Okay. And then 0 to weird, so you don't get a minus or a bonus to it. So weird, it's not what you think. Weird in this game refers to your ability to use magic in this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't need magic.
That's true. You have a spell slinger on the group already, so you're good.
I'm pretty sure I'm good.
All right, so that was easy. So next, what we're going to take a look at is with the expert, we're going to take a look at their moves. So all hunters get the basic moves, which incorporates things like investigate a mystery, use magic. One of my favorite moves is called kick some ass. But on top of all the basic moves, the expert also gets to pick 2 specific moves to the playbook. So on your character sheet, there is a variety of different expert moves that you can pick. So from that list, you may pick 2. So in bold, they have the title and then the explanation of what it means as well. So I'll give you a little bit to look over that, and then you just let me know which 2 you're going to go with.
I'm going to go, it wasn't as bad as it looked.
Okay.
And let's see one that, okay, there's one. We're going to go with Precise Strike.
Ooh, very nice. Alrighty. So that was easy enough. So now that we've taken care of the moves, let's take a look at your haven. So with the expert, you are allowed to pick a haven of your choice. So you may pick 3 options for your haven. So these are 3 aspects of your particular haven that you can have, that when you or the group need to, you can find this information in your haven. So once again, I will let you look over that, and then you tell me what 3 options are in your haven.
That doesn't make sense. I don't know what anyone else grabbed, but I think I'm just going to grab... I guess it all depends on certain people if they get different stuff.
Yeah. So each playbook has different things, so you're the only person that has a haven.
All right. Infirmary, workshop, and panic room. So I can heal people, I can fix stuff, and panic room as I have supplies.
That is always a good thing. Alrighty. Now, flavor-wise, where is your haven?
Oh, my haven involves all these 3 things. It's not 3 separate places. It's one whole place, right?
Yeah, so what I mean by flavor it, so like for an example, in a Monster of the Week game that I was a part of, little bit, somebody picked the expert in their haven. They had these 3 things, but it was located in a Winnebago.
Really?
Yes, so what I mean...
Scooby-Doo the hell out of it.
Pretty much. It was a giant RV with this kind of stuff in it. So when I say flavor it, is this in a cabin? Is this RV? Is this where is all this located? It could be in a... Go ahead.
I'll flavor it, but I want a little bit of backdrop. For Monster of the Week, are we going to be pretty much working out of my haven and going off as like a home base from that to wherever we're going?
I will say that is going to be... I'm going to say that...
Located in one town, and then we're just working around this one town's problems.
Ooh, okay. So I guess this is a good time now as ever to give you a little bit of information behind the actual little town of Duskvale. So Duskvale is a fictional town. It is located in the more mountainous regions of Washington. So this is going to be in the Washington state. So if you think of places like Ording, Kent, very small town surrounded by the woods and mountains, still very quiet, sleepy-esque town. And the way that Duskvale works is that essentially what it is that there are monsters and people who live amongst each other. So everybody knows of the monster's existence, but it's like one of those things where when visitors come, they try to blend in, but this little town is all about the cryptids. There are monsters that live here alongside people, all that good. But over the course of the campaign, things are going to happen that are going to throw this peaceful little town in upheaval. So that's a little bit of the background. But essentially what it's going to happen is you're going to have to deal with some not so friendly monsters. And so that ultimately depends on, so wherever you want your home base to be, that is a conversation to have with the rest of the group before we start the actual session next time when we get there. But it depends. You could have, it could be like a rental house. It could be a cabin. It could be some random basement somewhere. Shoot, it could even be, I don't know, if you're an expert, it could be at a mobile home. Shoot, it can even be like in an empty classroom at the college or whatever you want it to be. You just gotta, you know what I mean?
So you go in like prepper brain, trying to think where would be the most efficient to get to in the whole town, with still being able to get to it no matter what. Oh shit, that's too far away. We really can't run there now. It would have to be in town. I would say it would be maybe like the outskirts, maybe my house. And my house is prepped out for like stupid shit.
Yes.
So I'd be like the prepper in the woods pretty much.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just like everybody knows. Hey, yeah, have you heard of Old Man Grady? Yeah, I heard him. Don't go out there at night. This is like, you never know what you're going to find. Like, you're the type of person that everyone knows you. You're cool with some people, but they're like, yeah, don't go there by yourself.
Not exactly, but more keep to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say let's do it more like outskirts of the very outskirts of the like suburbs, where I got like a couple acres to myself, so there's some semblance of peace, but it's close enough to town where we can get to it if we need to.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
And then we'll just say we went prepper hard, and there's shipping containers as my basement, and that is what I have all the stuff in.
Oh, heck yes. I love that.
So let's go like 3-inch thick steel shipping containers as in my basement, and it's got each shipping container has a different thing inside it.
Oh yes, I love that.
Play with that. It looks like a normal ranch house outside.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay, so with the Haven done, so that essentially clears up and finishes the moves, particularly for the expert. So now, really quickly, let's go into. So the expert gets monster slaying weapons, and you get to pick 3 from the list provided.
I see minuses next to it.
So that's actually a dash, not a minus. So what that means is, so in Monster of the Week, when you have combat, basically the number that is listed next to each weapon is how much harm you are able to do with it. For example, the mallet and the wooden stakes has a 3 harm intimate slow wooden, which are descriptors of the actual weapon. So they're more for narrative purposes. But if you were to roll to kick some ass and you succeeded and you hit this thing with a monster, if it doesn't have any defenses and or resistances, then you hit it with a full 3. But then if it's saying you were fighting like, I don't know, a ghost armor, and it was a ghost stuck inside a piece of armor and the armor gave 2. So 3 minus 2, you would be dealing 1 harm to it, all that good stuff.
Let's go. Oh, should I go supernatural and get a blessed knife?
You can if you want. Listen, I'm here for whatever you decide, because you have what I love about Monster of the Week, it gives you free reign of how you want to play this character. So it gives you the stuff, but you don't have to stick to the archetype, and it gives you so much freedom to play it how you want.
We're doing Old Man Sam. Old Man Sam has the blessed knife and a shotgun.
So blessed knife and a shotgun, and you get 1 more weapon.
Oh, 3? Oh,
it says pick 3.
Wasn't expecting 3. We'll do a sword as well. We'll do the silver sword, just so in case we come up with any werewolves or any other bullshit. That's
very nice.
Help with that. So we can deal with werewolves and vampires or whatever for silver. Then we have blessed knife. We have, I don't know, vampires and fucking demons, and then a shotgun just to finish off the mess.
Love that.
Hey, get prepared. Why not?
Oh, of course. Alrighty. So really the last thing that I will tell you about, there's a couple things. Actually, I'll wait for luck and harm until we're all together next session, so that way I can go over it. But the last thing to get you to start thinking about it a little bit is the history portion. So what we'll do is before we jump into the story proper next episode, each playbook has a different set of questions that connects you to each of the hunters. So at the beginning, before we jump into next episode, we are going to complete your history with the group. So you will be picking one of these prompts to go with each of the other 5 people in the group. And then they also decided as a group alongside me that we were going to wait until you joined us for them to complete their history with you. So you get to pick for them, and then they get to pick a connection from their playbook to you. So it's a lot. It's crazy.
A distant relation. Tell them exactly what.
Oh yeah, this is so much fun to do. It's like a distant relation. Tell them exactly what. I love the one where you were previously both members of an Eldritch group, now disbanded. Ask them why they left, then tell them why you did.
That was boring. You weren't there anymore.
Yeah, some of these are really fun. This is a really good time.
Okay, my pronouns are going to be dumb and ass.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
You think I'm not typing that in?
No, I know you are. I know you are, but it's okay.
Oh, I heard the best like burn I've ever heard.
What would that be?
So this one guy was a Call of Duty thing, right? Or Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege, where they're being dumbasses. Oh, my pronouns is they them. It's like, bitch, your pronouns are Mo and Lester. Shut up.
Damn.
I was like, oh,
that is savage.
That is a burn and a half. If this was that 70s show, we would have heard Kelso in the background.
Kelso's great. Alrighty, Jace. I told you I would get you in and out real quick.
Oh, no. We're not done yet. What about cool, charm, sharp? Like, I got it. That's entering all that stuff I came down from below. That goes up here.
Yes. So whatever you put in, whatever rating line that you picked is what you put in for those stats.
So -1.
So what that means is obviously when you roll your 2d6, when I have you do a move associated with one of those stats, you either add or subtract if you have any modifier to it. And actually, this would be a good time. So really quickly, so when you are making a roll in this game, there are 3 varying degrees of success that you get. So with all these moves, your 3 categories is on a 10 plus, which is like the best outcome for a move. 7 to 9 is pretty okay, but there may or may not be some pushback or consequence depending on what move that you're using. And 6 and below is not good and is the worst of the possible outcomes that you can have.
Okay.
Now, the cool thing is in Monster of the Week, because it is using Powered by the Apocalypse, when you fail, so anytime you fail is when you roll a 6 or less on your die, you get to mark experience in this game. Experience is what allows you to, even though you fail, you still get experience points. And once you reach enough, I believe it's 7 or 8 boxes underneath experience. Once you check all those boxes, then you get to level up, and then leveling up means you can increase things. You can pick extra skills, all that stuff. So,
thank goodness I have 40 die of D6.
So the beautiful thing is, even in failure, you still get experience because you learned painfully.
I learned that probably I'm going to be a dumbass. I'm going to be dumb and or an ass.
That's true. So yeah, so when you are using those core stats, they all associate with a different hunter move that everyone can do. So to give you some fun, because I like the naming mechanics, so the basic moves that every hunter gets is act under pressure, help out, investigate a mystery, my personal favorite, kick some ass, manipulate someone, protect someone, read a bad situation, and of course the big whammo, using magic.
And that is going to be right here.
And then of course, when we get to the actual session, if you look in player handouts, there's also a hunter reference sheet, which lists all those basic moves for you and what they do, as well as the results on the rolls that you would get if you were to roll that move. again, what I love about Monster of the Week, it's very light on number crunchy game mechanics, and it focuses more on a crazy ass story.
Oh, it's going to be fun to figure out.
Oh, it's going to be a good time. But
Big man,
that
looks like it's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited because Dakota picked the Spell Slinger, and of course he had to pick the one that was like not the hardest, but is the most like he has the most to manage in this game because there's like additional things that the Spell Slinger has to do.
Oh, he's got the brain for it. He's fine.
Yeah, he's great. We love him. I'm so excited to have you in this game. I think you're going to fit very well with these lovable casts of crazies. I will say though too, they are really excited to have you too. They're really, really excited.
I'm glad they're excited because I'm excited for this new thing. I'm excited to get to know some people I haven't really played with, and I'm surprised they're excited to play with the dumbass. But it's going to be interesting to see. Let's play it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, get you in and out. Is there any other questions that I can answer for you before we sign off for this episode?
I'm going to save this so I can come back to it. It's already checked and stuff up, hopefully, for me. What I am concerned about is how do I get rid of all the other bullshit on my list?
Define other bullshit.
How do I get rid of the Chosen and stuff like that? That stuff on here that I don't really need to have on my...
Oh, you mean how to save it?
How do I save it with only my page?
Gotcha. That's something that I can walk you through recording, so to speak, and we'll get you all settled in. Is that cool?
Yeah, no, I'm just saving the desktop so I have it here referencing my pages.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. To all the listening audience that tuned in for this little quick special character creation part thus, thank you so much for letting me listening to me walk Jace through character creation. Again, Monster of the Week is so simple when it comes to its character creation. It's really easy to do. But when we come back with the next episode, we will be finishing out Jace's character creation by having him establish history with our other hunters. And in turn, they will finish out their history by making connections with him. And then we finally get to jump straight into Duskvale and to see what kind of mystery and monsters await our hunters. I'm so excited. This opening arc is going to be so much fun. This is great. But until then, as always, from all of us here at the D&D, oops, scratch that. Edit that out, Mikey. You don't need to try again. From all of us here at Vibe Tribe Productions, remember, take care of each other, love one another, and as always, let the good times roll. Until next time, we'll see you later.
This has been a Vibe Tribe production. Remember, take care of each other, love one another, and as always, keep those good times rolling. We'll see you next time.